faithful and truthful in the small things, little things, then God will promote you step by step into larger, wonderful things. You know, there's one wonderful young man in our midst from Australia. Pexi, please stand up for a moment now. Give a good clap to Pex. One thing remarkable about Pex is he's a man always with a baseball cap. Now, Pex is a wonderful son-in-law of a very godly father-in-law and mother-in-law. He is so blessed to have a godly heritage. Did you realize that, Paxi? You are overly blessed with a godly heritage. A praying mother-in-law and a praying father-in-law. A pastor father-in-law. Wonderful people. So, and his wife is another great woman. God bless him with another great woman. See, you're so overly blessed. Now, this young man, his parents are involved with our ministry for 20 years in Sydney. And I am triple blessed. More blessed than you, Pexi. You know? And one day, several years ago, we were shooting a TV program in his house. And I was overseeing the whole production. This young man was seated in his living room. I cannot remember carefully the facts of that day, whether you just came into your house after work. But he was sitting in the living room, and I stood near the kitchen and overseeing the camera work, and an angel of God walked to me and said, that man has a call of God on his life. And God has specially called him for the end times to train the youths for the call. So I was very happy for him because his mother-in-law has been praying for him a lot, too much. So I called him aside. I said, Paxi, this is what I just heard. And the moment I spoke that to him, something inside him jumped up. And his eyes brightened up and he said, you know, I've been stirring in my heart towards that. You remember, Pexi? You said that? He had a stirring. God has already put something inside him. And there was a stirring inside him. And what I shared confirmed what he was already been stirred. You see, that shows that God had already prepared a man before the time came. So when the time came to step into their destiny, so God confirms that word. Okay, now the spark begins. So he began to pray. So I told him, you fast and you pray, and God will give you the plan, God will give you the strategies. And he fasted and he prayed, and then God began to give him strategies how to design games. Have you watched the reality show called Survivor? Something like that. God gave him a game plan, game shows for youths. Survivor in the end times. Not just Survivor, you go to a jungle, you stay in a desert, and then you backstep one another, and then you vote people out. This, you're not voting anybody out. We are saving people from the Antichrist. So he designs wonderful games, get the youths all involved, and prepare them, you know. So, being obedient and truthful to what God calls you to do.